What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ross the Boss coming at you with an all-new Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. As you can see here, we just finished up one of our last wars, and Katsina here is now a vassal, but unfortunately enough, they are rebellious towards me. We have 0 manpower, and of course we are in a small deficit for the time being. We are using a lot of our diplomatic power. We are beginning our annexation of Dejarid, and we are also beginning our annexation of Morocco. Because we have 0 manpower, we're going to try our best to recruit a few mercenaries, and I believe our next target is most likely going to be Sakalawa here, also known as Madagascar. We have the ability to get new aspects of the faith. Because we don't have any manpower, we're going to want to go ahead and get Parsh registers, giving us 10% manpower recovery speed. And of course, we also really love that we have translated Bibles. So I think we're going to go ahead and try to get a little bit more income. What about individual creeds? Are we anywhere close to getting a new idea slot? We are. Most likely going to be humanism ideas. But we'll figure that one out as soon as we come to it. For the time being, we have a level 3 advisor here, a theologian, and we have a level 3 diplomat. Not sure that we need a level 3 diplomatic advisor. I do like our master recruiter. So if we go back to our aspect of the faith, I think we're going to try to get, we don't need the individual creeds, so we'll get allow usury, giving us production efficiency. That should improve the amount of income we get by about 7.9 every turn, which should be rather nice. Let's go into our religious map mode, get allow usury. And just like that, we are slowly going to be letting the game tick on. Officials corrupted. A lot of our rebels are about to dissipate. We had massive amounts of rebels in the last episode. I believe we are going to be choosing a new idea group, mostly going to be humanism ideas, preferably because I would really like to have negative national unrest. It would really make everything a lot easier for me. But of course, I could quell those unrests with more manpower, and of course, I could save a lot of money with quantity ideas. I would save about, let's see here, 15 extra ducats per month, which could be very useful. Those 15 ducats could go towards my mercenaries, or could go towards a powerful fleet. Other than that, humanism ideas would give me a reduction in idea costs. But other than that, they're not really all that powerful. I'm not sure what I'm going to do just yet. For the time being, I would like to repay some of these loans. I am 13,000 ducats in debt. I would like to go ahead and try to get some contributions here as soon as I can. We'll have to grant monopoly charters, and of course, as soon as we can. In the year 1751, one more year from now, we'll be able to get an additional contribution. Okay, so right now, we don't need these 2 forts. I think we are going to leave the one in Lamu, but we don't need this fort here in Mombasa. Go ahead, destroy that, try to save some money. And speaking of forts, we are going to mothball every fort that we own. We were making about 12 ducats every month, and now we're making 23. Once we pay off this interest, we should be making heaps and heaps of money. How far behind are we on technology? We are behind in military technology and administrative technology, so we may want to go ahead and focus on both of those. Our colonist is about to arrive. Speaking of colonists, we have an additional one that we need to put to good use. Let's see if there's anywhere over here in Australia that we can move. I don't think there's anywhere along these islands that I can see. We have the ability to send our units to these islands, and we might as well. One's already been sent, and one has already been sent here as well. What about New Zealand? We could start to get a foothold here. I'm not sure if this is me. Nope, this is from Tidore. Let's send you here, 655 days. And we are still trying to get some of our manpower back. how is the rest of our military going? Katsina is still obviously very rebellious. We did change their religion to Protestantism. And I believe they are beginning to change some of their religions here. And they only have one missionary is what it looks like. But that is fine. That is okay. It's going to be more of a long-term goal rather than anything. Unfortunately, I don't want to lose any diplomatic power, so we are going to lose some population. Did we lose the entire colony? I believe we did. We're going to have to send you back. So right now, we're making 43 ducats every month thanks to our mothballing all of our forts. I could go ahead and reduce our army maintenance. I don't think I will. I obviously would much rather have base production rather than base taxation. The nobility would hate me, which I really can't have right now. So we're going to try to improve the nobility's influence and loyalty. Though, maybe that could have been a mistake because improving the burghers' influence could have given me more contribution. But really what I like is having more manpower recovery speed and land maintenance modifier. Okay, so right now we are looking for all of our ships. I'm going to pause the game. It looks like we have 48 ships here, though I'm not sure where our transports are, and that's what we're going to need. Also, is Brunei in the coalition against me? It looks like they are. So I don't think I'm going to declare war on Brunei just yet. Maybe if they weren't in the coalition, or better yet, maybe if the Ottomans weren't a part of this coalition, I probably would do a somewhat better job protecting myself. And obviously we are losing manpower due to all of these units here inside this province. Gone down from 65,000 down to 47,000. We are losing 1.6% rather than 5% attrition every turn. So let's go ahead and try to get about 18,000 troops gone as well. We're allowed to have 39 troops, and it looks like we have 49,000 for the time being. So these 18 can move over. And voila! We are no longer taking attrition. All of our colonies are working hard. We are going to need a lot of administrative power. Unfortunately, our emperor does lack administrative skills, but he is a very powerful diplomat and a very powerful military advisor, or a very powerful military skill. So I would like to move on into Ethiopia, but I think for the time being, we're going to try to improve relations with a few of these areas. We are annexing Djerid, we are annexing Morocco. I think what I'm going to try to do is take over Madagascar and then move into Ethiopia. We have a free advisor. I'd like to recruit somebody very cheap, but unfortunately enough, we are going to need the +3. Is it possible to get a diplomat? And it is. Well, that solves my problem here. Only 11 ducats every month, drastically cheaper than what we had before. We're going to want to go ahead and pay off some of these... this army maintenance as soon as I can. And while we were looking for those extra troops, I think what I will do is bring over these 24 ships all the way down to Africa, and we're going to prepare our invasion against Madagascar. We're hopefully going to have about 3 regiments of 18,000 all hit the island at once, and it probably would be in our best interest to go ahead and throw a few troops on Comoros, so that way we could quickly swing over some troops and land as quickly as possible. We are going to lose a little bit of manpower, so it might be in our best interest to also get some mercenaries. I don't really want to spend the money, but I think we're going to have to. Let's get about 20,000 mercenaries. We're only going to be getting the infantry because they are the cheapest. We're not going to name it anything. We are going to put them all here inside Mozambique, I believe is what it's called. 11 days. And the entire goal is to have these 18,000 troops move over to the Comoros. And we're going to try to land both of these units at one time. I wonder if it would be a good idea, and you know what, it probably would, to try to find the other 24 transport ships. I'm assuming they're all the way up here. were they very, very far away, and it looks like I was correct. I think what we'll do is we'll bring these ships down. That's gonna take way too long, but we'll try our best. Now, I believe all they have are 33,000 troops, but let's go ahead and just verify that. Armies, we have to go to country, Sakalava. They have 33,000 troops in total, and it looks like they do have some heavy ships as well. We're going to want to go ahead, try to find our heavy ships. We only have one. We are going to need more, that is for sure. Not sure if we want to get them now, though. I think what we'll do is we'll use our light ships to protect us as much as possible. We're going to send all of our early frigates over as well. You here. And we are going to essentially protect our transports as much as possible. Going to be sending in a missionary to Pubungo, spread of disease. We're going to help whatever we can, improving our settler, yearly settler rate. Now, it looks like Morocco is annexing a lot faster and more efficiently than Dejarid, which is nice. Okay, so here we stand. We are losing some income due to all of these mercenaries. These 18,000 troops are going to move here. Our 150,000 ships are going to move to Mozambique's channel. And just like that, we are about to declare war. We obviously want this 2-4 here because of the siege pip. Convert to Protestantism and Pate. And once again, might as well convert whatever we can. We are watching our rebel factions, and as soon as we can, we're going to declare war. Do we have the administrative power? I believe we do. Declare our war. Boom. Okay, attaching our units to our enemy transports. And we're going to try to land on Antek, this province, however you pronounce it. And we are going to flood troops over to Madagascar as quickly as we can. These ships are going to quickly take out what we can. These 50 are going to come down. I'm going to slow the game down just a little bit, only because I do seem to neglect a lot of my navies from time to time. And here we are, about to have a small naval skirmish. 50 ships versus 9 ships. We should certainly be able to win this. Possibly get a few more on our side as well. We should be arriving on the 19th of February. And quickly going to be heading into Comoros, taking another 18,000 troops over. And our naval skirmish is going quite well, as far as I can determine. Are we going to lose a ship? I just saw one only had 7%. The Essex looks like it did fall. Hopefully we can bring our units back up to 50 as quickly as we can. Maybe we can get one as a prize. Yep, and we did. So now our ships are going to head back to repair. And when we can, bring these 20,000 troops to start sieging down some of these provinces. Looks like these 33,000 haven't moved at all, which is nice to see. Looks like we have some barks here that need to be repaired. Glorious will Spain be? These ships can make their way to Madagascar. And I would like to go ahead and placate local rulers, but I don't think I'm going to do that just yet. These 18,000 can make their way over. These 18,000 can move down. And possibly, they do have cannon, quite a bit. They have 8 cannon. It might be in our best interest to start sieging down this province as well. And I think I am going to go ahead, speed up the clock just a little bit. Looks like some of our repairs are finishing up nicely. This unit can head here. I guess not. How is the siege modifier going? Not that well. We might have to go ahead and send some other units in. These 18,000 can move in as well. These other ships we don't necessarily need anymore. So I think we are going to send them all the way back to Algarve. Looks like they were the secondary transport ships that we brought down. But thankfully enough, our naval invasion went very well. Now, I would like to take over all of Madagascar. I have no idea what my overextension is going to look like. I'm hoping it's not too much. If it's over 100, we're not going to do it. Ooh, just barely under 100, so we're obviously going to take over all of Madagascar in one go, take all of their income. They are fetishists, I believe, and they do have a lot of slaves as trade goods, some grain, and some fish. It's going to definitely be quite nice. How much are slaves running for right now? Only 2.2 ducats. Unfortunately, the abolitionism has drastically reduced the price for slaves. 100 population. We are on speed 3. All we're doing now is sieging down some of these provinces. They are some very powerful star forts. So it is going to be a little bit of a challenge to siege down what we can. And these 50 ships are going to be repaired. These 24 ships can head into Antekara. As soon as all of our ships are repaired, we're going to have them meet up in the Gulf of Zambezi. Our missionaries are doing their jobs. That's what I love to see. Now, once we have 150 ships, we should be able to easily deal with whatever they throw at us. Still gaining 47 ducats every month. Looks like that did go down from 47 to 38. A water shortage. The siege has been going on for 240 days now. It's going to be nice finally having all of Madagascar. Not necessarily worrying about too many... 37,000 troops. Are you serious? So many. But it's not necessarily worrying about too many of these smaller provinces. A call to arms, secrets in our alliance. Just try to cut them off from foreign affairs. So it looks like Austria here, requesting that you come to their aid in the Scandinavia-Bremian imperialism war. Scandinavia, Bohemia, France. Scandinavia is allied with the Commonwealth. I'm going to see what this is going to look like before I decide to die. Okay, I could easily take over France. Now, it looks like Provence didn't join in. I'm not sure that I want to fight the Commonwealth and Scandinavia, though I'm sure it wouldn't be too bad. Easily, these 36,000 troops could make their way up. I don't think France has too many units left. And it looks like most of the French troops just got demolished. I think we are going to help out. It would be nice to finally take over some of French Italy. But knowing Austria, we're going to lose a lot of manpower, and we're not going to get anything in return. Let's see what it looks like on February 1st. Provence has entered into the war, so that means I am going to enter in as well. And if we look here, 326,000 versus 348,000. So surprisingly enough, this is going to be a very massive war. Well, let's go ahead and send these troops up into France. All of you can head here. Looks like these 44 ships, mostly transports, and obviously some great frigates are in a small skirmish against some heavies. Looks like we won. These transports are going to repair. We did lose a light ship. How is the Conquest of Madagascar coming? Quite well. These 20 are going to make their way over. The manpower will reduce from whatever we can. And on the 28th, we're going to send the rest of our troops in. I am expecting these 20,000 to basically get demolished, but maybe, hopefully not that quickly. Hopefully they could survive 5 more days. 2 more days. Well, they got wiped out. Exactly what we did not want to have happen. You are going to begin sieging down their capital. Whatever we can. All of these ships are fully repaired. And 36,000 troops sieging down this province. We're really going to need some heavy battleships here. And it looks like we do have the upper hand in almost every category. More infantry, more cavalry, and more cannon. It would be very nice to have some small bits and pieces of France, but because Austria has declared war on Scandinavia, they're most likely going for some of these territories. How long until we can repay another loan? 2,600. I would like to go ahead and ask for contribution, but I do appear to be lacking a lot of influence. I hate to do this because I could easily get a lot more income. All I'd have to do is get 40 influence. Let us go to estates. Let us go to trade. Do any of these provinces, are they all controlled by the burghers? They should be. You are not. Bringing us up to 25 influence. I don't own you. Bringing us up to 27 influence. 29.5. Burghers. Burghers. I don't think I can actually convert any of these because I don't actually own them. I do own them, but they are territories and not cores. How are the rest of my units coming? I would like to start taking over other lands, but I think I'm going to have to go ahead and siege down this fort. Kara Abra. Gonna have to quickly take you out. We have 36,000 troops. We are slowly sieging down France's forts. They do have somewhat of a naval superiority or supremacy. And from what I understand, I think I'm going to go ahead, pause the game, put a cut in here. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in our next adventure.